Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to tackle something that can make a huge difference in how you communicate, mastering English pronunciation. And look, this isn't about getting rid of your accent, not at all. It's all about making sure you're heard clearly and feel super confident when you speak.
Okay, let's be honest. Have you ever been in that awkward situation where you've said sheep when you totally meant ship? It's a classic, right? And it's the perfect example of how one tiny little sound can change, well, everything in English.
But here's the good news. You really don't have to memorize a giant rulebook. The secret, honestly, is just to focus on a handful of key sounds. Get these right, and you'll notice a massive improvement right away. So you ready? Let's break them down.
So, here's our game plan. First, we're going to nail those vowel sounds. Then, we'll move on to some of those tricky consonants. After that, we'll get into the rhythm of English, and we'll finish up by looking at some of those crazy silent letters.
All right, Section 1, Mastering Vowel Sounds. This is where a small change can make a huge difference. Seriously, if you focus on one thing, start here. It's the fastest way to sound clear.
So let's go back to our ship and sheep problem. It really all comes down to the vowel. For ship, think short and relaxed. Your mouth is kind of loose. Ship. But for sheep, you've got to smile a little. Stretch your lips out. Make the sound longer. Sheep. Can you feel the difference in your mouth? Ship, sheep. It's all in the muscles.
And you'll see this exact same pattern with other words. Take live versus leave. I live here. That's our short, relaxed sound again. But I have to leave now. There's that long, tense sound from smiling. Getting this one little distinction down, it's going to clear up so much confusion for you.
Okay, now this one is, well, it's really important to get right. The word is beach. You absolutely need that long E sound we just practiced. Because if you use the short I sound instead, you end up saying a completely different word. And it's a word you probably don't want to be saying by mistake. So precision here is definitely your friend.
Okay, moving on to Section 2, Conquering Tricky Consonants. Now we're going to talk about how to actually shape your mouth to get these sounds just right for perfect clarity. It's all about the physical stuff.
All right, a big one. The V sound versus the W sound. People mix these up all the time. The secret is all in your teeth. For V, like in very, I want you to take your top teeth and gently bite your bottom lip. Then push air out. You should feel a vibration. The, very. See? Now for W, your teeth aren't involved at all. You just round your lips. W. Totally different movements.
Ah, the th sound. I know. It's tough, because a lot of languages just don't have it. Let's start with the one in 3. This is what we call the unvoiced th, which really just means it's a puff of air. The trick? Stick the very tip of your tongue just between your top and bottom teeth. Then just blow. Th. 3. It's not tree with a T, it's 3 with air.
So what about the TH in a word like this? Well, your tongue is in the exact same spot between your teeth. But this time, you're going to turn on your voice. You're making a sound, a vibration. You can even put your hand on your throat to feel it buzz. Th. This. It's a soft little buzz, totally different from the hard D sound in dis.
Okay, let's talk about what might be one of the hardest words in English, world. So many people accidentally say word because they drop that L sound. The key is you have to make the sounds flow together. So start by making the R sound in were, and then, without stopping, your tongue has to move up behind your teeth for the L sound. World. It's a workout for your tongue, for sure, but that little L sound in the middle makes all the difference. Now for a really common one that's actually pretty easy to fix, the word ask. For some reason, it's super common to flip those last two sounds and say ax instead. The fix is just to slow down for a second and think about it. Make sure you get that S sound in there first, and then the K sound. A-S-K. Ask. Simple as that.
Okay, we've talked about individual sounds, but now let's talk about the music of English. That brings us to Section 3, the rhythm of English. Because believe me, it's not just about what you say, it's all about how you say it.
So, what do I mean by rhythm? Well, it's something called word stress. Basically, in any English word that has more than one part, or syllable, one of those parts gets all the attention. It's a little louder, a little longer, it's the star of the show. And here's the crazy part. If you stress the wrong part, even if every single sound is perfect, people might not understand you at all. It can make the words sound like total nonsense.
Let's try one.
Look at the word comfortable. It's so tempting to say come-for-table, right? But in natural English, all the energy, all the stress is right at the beginning. Comfortable. Hear that? Comf. That's the peak of the mountain. And then the rest of the word just kind of tumbles down the other side. Comfortable.
Here's a simpler one. Focus. The stress hits right on that first part. It's focus, not focus. And actually, that's a pretty good little rule to keep in your back pocket. A lot of two-syllable nouns in English get their stress right at the beginning.
But of course, it's not always the first syllable. English loves to keep us on our toes. Take develop. The mistake is to say develop. But the real energy, the real stress, is right there in the middle. Develop. That vowel is the heart of the word. Everything else is built around it.
And what about longer words like education? Well, here's another great pattern for you. See that tation ending? The stress almost always falls on the syllable right before it. So it's not education, it's education. That K gets all the love. And this works for so many words. Think about it. Information, communication, same pattern.
All right, let's dive into our last section. This is the one that sometimes feels like English is just playing a practical joke on all of us. Section 4 is all about English's silent rules. Yep, we're talking about the letters you see in a word, but you just don't say.
Okay, I'm going to put a word up on the screen. Take a good look at R-E-C-E-I-P-T. How do you think you say that? Go on, say it out loud.
Did you say receipt? If you did, you nailed it. What happened to the P? Absolutely nothing. It's totally silent. It's like a little ghost letter just hanging out in the word. You just have to know to ignore it. Don't ask me why. It's just one of those things.
And here's another one you see all the time. Island. Your brain wants to say island, doesn't it? But nope, that S is another one of those ghost letters. We just pretend it isn't there and say island. It seems weird at first, but once you learn these, you just know them. It becomes automatic. So there you have it. We've covered key vowels, some of those super tricky consonants, the whole rhythm of word stress, and even those sneaky silent letters. Think of this as your new toolkit, or a map, to help you sound clearer and more confident. So now the question is, which sound are you going to practice and master first?